Many students and teachers at North Reading High School have asked themselves this question: should Desmos be allowed on math exams? Let's get an insider opinion on the matter from some students and teachers at North Reading High School.
My name is Matt DeVecchia, and I'm a teacher here at North Reading.
First, what is Desmos?
There's a lot that goes into Desmos. Desmos is basically an online graphing calculator, but it has a lot of other features that you can use for that. It has a lot of other functions that you can do. You can use it pretty much everything that a graphing calculator does and more. There's also a bunch of assignments you can do on that. You can have activities, and I don't think I have enough time to go into all the detail that Desmos can do.
I'm Nicholas Johnson, and I am a student here at North Reading High School. I use Desmos multiple times a week, and I feel it's one of the greatest apps I can get. It helps me graph many different parabolas, and it is just altogether very useful.
My name is Brennan Bain, and I'm a junior at North Reading High School. Desmos helps give you some of the answers, and it makes it easier than most graphing calculators, because most graphing calculators are kind of confusing, and you have to learn all the functions. It's an easier thing to do.
My name is Andrea Gagnon. I'm a math teacher here and the math curriculum coordinator. Desmos is similar in that most of the features can be performed on both the calculator and on the Desmos graphing calculator online. The process of which you go about actually plugging things in, the automation that Desmos has is different than the calculator. The calculator takes a little more work and you have to know it a little bit better. Desmos is a little more user-friendly.
It seems to be a common concern among teachers that students will not be prepared to use physical graphing calculators on the math portion of the SAT. Many agree that if students only ever use Desmos in class, they will suffer on the SAT.
I think, just even going back to what I just said, I think the biggest reason for a graphing calculator to be better for students is that if they plan on taking the SATs, they can actually use a graphing calculator on the SATs, whereas they can't use Desmos on the SATs. So getting used to something, understanding how to use something is so important, especially for such a big test. So I think that's why I prefer if students would use graphing calculators, but I completely see many pros and cons to both.
As our teacher says, Mr. DeVecchia, he says that we should use graphing calculators for the SATs, because you can't use Desmos on the SATs, so that's probably why.
I think some students want to use it for its designated purpose and have a better learning ability and a better tool, but some students might want to use it because then they have online access and could possibly be cheating.
Desmos is an easier graphing calculator, basically.
I think it just comes back to the students are able, they know what they're doing better with Desmos a lot of the time as opposed to the graphing calculator, just because they practice more with Desmos or they use Desmos or they don't even have a graphing calculator. I think that just when you're more comfortable with something, it helps you do better on a test as opposed to using something that you might only use on test days.
I teach academic algebra 1, 3 sections, and then I teach 2 sections of honors algebra 2.
Geometry, academic, algebra 1 academic, and algebra 2 honors.
I teach algebra 2.
I take Algebra 2 and Geometry.
I have taken Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra
Although
2.
some teachers fear that students may take advantage of the program, it seems that neither students nor teachers would support the complete removal of Desmos in math class.
No, I think it just needs to be monitored to be used appropriately.
I don't think it needs to be banned. I definitely think it needs to be monitored during tests, but I don't think it needs to be banned.
I would probably cry if Desmos was banned in test taking, because it is one of my favorite tools to use.
Overall, it seems that both students and teachers at North Reading High School value the importance of Desmos, but are aware that students may take advantage of the software and use it in ways that are not intended.